Today, we're gonna answer the big old question. Can I build a house underwater? Because today, we're gonna build an underwater house in The Sims 4. And if you're wondering why my fan is sitting over here today, that is because it is hot. And I actually need my fan for once. So he's been promoted, my most important employee. But let's start, shall we? Or we freaking shall. And I have chosen this big old Latin Solani, and oh my gosh, that is so creepy. I don't know how I feel about my fan sitting over there. Is that gonna creep me out? Who knows? But you can be there for now. And oh my gosh, I've started talking to fans now. What has my life become? But alright, we're gonna build this underwater house. And what is the best way to do this? I mean, I think the most realistic way to do this is to build a pond. But if we do that, I'm quite certain that you can't build a basement. No, that's gonna look ridiculous. We're not gonna do that. So, what is the other options here? Make a big old pool? Does that work? That works. Alright, we're gonna do that. And I mean, it isn't exactly underwater, because we can see the roof. So can we, in some sort of way, make it underwater? If I just remove this one. And I remove the whole pool. What? Okay, if I do like so, we now have an underwater house. But, that doesn't make much sense, does it? Because we can't see the house at all. Interesting. And we can't really make a pool in a pool. No. What if we do it like this? Again, that doesn't make much sense, does it? Because now it's just floating out in the big old air. You know what? We're gonna do it like so. Makes the most sense. Why didn't I just do that in the first place? I don't know. I really don't know. All right, let's make this pond that is actually a pool. And I think I'm gonna use this tool, the custom pool tool, to make some funky old shapes so it isn't a big old square. And I'm just gonna do something random. Oh, that was very random. Oh no, I don't. It's gonna be great. Don't you worry, it's gonna be great. Trust me. And bada bada boom. This is our pond. This is where we're going to live for now and forever, people. It's a great old pond. And don't you worry about the weird old lines, by the way, because I'm gonna, of course, hide that all up with some rocks and some plants. It's gonna be a part of nature. But right, pond done. And what is our next move here? The next move is to make a house. And what do I want this house to look like? Interesting. I think I want it to be a little bit weird because, you know, you have a house in the water. And I also think that it would be kind of smart to have one long old hallway that is separated, because I've seen people do that with underwater stuff. So if one part of the house leaks, you're not going to drown. Did that make sense to anybody? I'm not sure. It's quite early in the morning. But okay, we also need a way to get into this house. So I think I'm just going to go like so. And then we can open this part up and then just have a staircase go down there. Great, mates. Now we have a way in. And now for all the other parts of this house. So we need some sort of entryway. Great. And then we could also have a kitchen and dining and then living room. That's, I mean, that may be a bit of a big of a living room, right? Then we also need a primary bedroom. That can be somewhere over here. And then we can also have a kid's bedroom with like a bathroom and an ensuite bathroom. Ooh, we could also have another room in there. What great moves you make, Nora. All right, I think I'm going to make this house a little bit more exciting. So I'm going to taper off this part over here to make a little octagon moment. That was not what I wanted. And oh, we can also have an octagon moment in the living room. Maybe an octagon moment over here too. Oh, I love my octagons. And we can also have an octagon in the ensuite. I have to stop with octagons now. This is getting too much. but I think it's gonna be sort of like this. We got some sort of a layout going on right now. We got the entryway, a bathroom, a closet, a long hallway, a living room, kitchen, dining, an activity room, primary bedroom with an ensuite bathroom, kids bedroom, and then a way out. Another way out. You need two ways out. And what a great old house this is. And no, I do not know why some parts are brickery elite bricks and the other parts are normal pool walls. Don't ask me why. I don't know. But okay. Now for the doors and windows. And I do want the doors for this place to be in this sort of vibe. The submarine doors for the protection of the water. Do we have a submarine door? Maybe some of the new kids have some submarine doors, but I don't have them. So what can we do instead? What if we try with this door? That looks like a very secure door. And we're gonna have those doors all around for the security. Okay, no water is getting through here. Perfect. And now for the windows. I, of course, want this underwater house to be all glass so they can see the beautiful scenery of this pool. And I was kind of sort of thinking that we can use the glass walls because then I don't have to put up a bajillion windows. And that seemed to work. That's good. And that did not seem to work because after 1 minute of having those glass walls up, the game started to lag like no other. So I had to remove it. I mean, surprise. But I digress. Let's just put up those gosh darn windows. These ones everywhere in this entire house. And I'm gonna see you after when I've done that, because this is gonna take a long time. And boom, boom, put up all the windows all around this house. And I'm sweating. I'm actually sweating. But anyways, got all my windows up. We got our underwater house up and popping. What should we do now? Should we start with the landscaping of this place? Because right now it's looking kind of sad. Oh, you know what? Before before we do the landscaping, I'm just gonna put in some test furniture in every single room, just so we know that everything works. Because my ghoulie golly me, if I have to go back and change something, I'm gonna cry. But alright, let's start putting some furniture. And the first thing that we're gonna start with the furniture is the wallpaper. We're gonna do some rustic looks today. Boom, bam, boom. Now for the furniture. And I think we're gonna start an entryway. And for the entryway, this is kind of not the best layout, is it? Because we have a door there, door there, door there, door there. So what if we just put up a wall to separate it all off? And then on one side, you can have a little couch moment. And then on the other side, we have the entryway table. That seems to work. And then in the bathroom over here, we can have the sink right there. With, of course, a toilet and the bathtub. Oh, no, we can have the toilet over there. Because then we can have a grand old bathtub moment over there. Yeah, we're gonna do that. And then in this room, that was gonna be the closet. And this is gonna be the utility closet. Where they have the shelves and where they store their aqua sip. Ugh, great, mates. And now for the living room, we of course need some couches, and that can maybe be in the middle with a coffee table, and then we can squeeze in some bookshelves over here, and maybe some sort of table back there, or a radio or something. Oh, and what can we have in this little octagon room? Remember, Nora, what happens in the octagon stays in the octagon. What could be an activity that they can do? What if they have a telescope, and instead of watching the stars, they watch the fish? That is a good idea. And then for the kitchen, I have a ooh, I seem to have made a little bit of a pickle right here. Because we have a door over here, door over there, to the dining room. Look at this grand old dining room, by the way. Oh, moments. But that makes some problems for our kitchen. It's gonna be a weird old kitchen. But I feel like that's gonna be okay because, come on, they live underneath the sea. And what I mean by sea, I mean a big old pond. But maybe we can do sort of like so with the kitchen. And just have a little table in the middle. And then the sink and the stove and the fridge is gonna be somewhere. I think that is our best bet. Yeah, okay. Ooh, and then for the activity room. What's gonna be in the activity room? It could literally be any activity. I mean, maybe except for the pool, because that would make no sense. Hold on, what if we put in a pool? Am I gonna put in a pool in an underwater house? Pool inception moment. Okay, you know what? We're gonna have a pool. That's the pool room with 2 lounging chairs. And then we also have a bathroom over here, so we need a shower, sink movement, another toilet, good. And then this room, that is gonna be another way out to this little terrace up here that we're gonna build. So, you know, we need to put in a ladder. Be over there. Now we have a way out. Beautiful. Everything is beautiful up in there. And then we have the primary bedroom. And ooh, it would be cool to have the bed facing this way, so I can look out of the beautiful window. That would be an idea and a half. So we're gonna put up a wall, splash in the bed, and then on the other side of the wall, that's where the dresser is gonna be. And I think that can work. Yeah. Now the ensuite bathroom, we need a sink moment, with the tub over there, in the octagon, with also a toilet and a cabinet moment over there. It was kind of empty. Yeah, that's good. Oh, and then we have the kids' bedroom. Oh my gosh. For the kid bedroom, we can squeeze in the bed and a nighttime table. What else do kids need? Kids, they need a dresser and toys. We can maybe have a big old teddy bear and like a dollhouse situation. I feel like that's the bare minimum for a kid. There you go. Great. All right. Yeah. This works out. We can deal with this layout. Get everything we need. Jobs are good. And hope you were happy with this house. I was happy with this house. And I'm done with this house. See you next week. And I feel like that was only a half joke, you guys, because I'm so hot right now. But all right. Just keep breathing, Nora. Just keep breathing, because now it is time for your favorite thing. And that is the landscaping. And that was not sarcastic, by the way. I know that I'm sarcastic a lot, but that was not sarcasm. I love me landscaping. And for this landscaping, ooh, what are we gonna do today? We, of course, hide up all of the edges of our pool. I mean, our pond. Our ocean. Wait a minute. Can you make an underwater house on a lot that already has water? Am I just dumb? Did I do all of that work for nothing? Well, okay, let's try this on a seaside lot. No. Can I build below ground level? Well, what happens if I do this and then lower it down? No, does not work. Okay, so I was not dumb. Well, okay, that was reassuring, actually, to know that I was not that dumb. Good to know. Let's continue with the landscaping. And for the landscaping, I'm of course going to use the island living stuff, because I want it to match the environment. Ooh, look at that cave over there. Okay, Nora, focus. I think maybe we can start off with this one. Lower it down to the ground. Maybe implement some of that too. Make it go all around there. Could be an idea. Ooh, look at this arch. We can have that at the start. Also call an entrance. Entrance of our build. That would be great. And by the way, now I'm kind of regretting making such a weird old pool, because I have to maneuver the rocks to make it fit with the shape. Yeah, okay. But we're gonna do that. And then also around the rocks, we can also implement some grass patches, because they have some grass patches. Plus, maybe also we can introduce some bonitas. No, what are they called? Bougainvillea. I'm not gonna try anymore. That was embarrassing. We can implement that into the bushes. That seems great. And maybe also some other plants too, just to spice it up. Okay, I think we're gonna do that. I'm gonna be putting up these rocks around our pond, and it's happening right now. You seeing a time lapse of it happening? Are you enjoying it? Please tell me so, because otherwise, why am I doing this? Could you imagine me doing all these stop motion time lapses and nobody liked them? I've been doing them for years now. Yes! years? That sounded very dramatic. I've like barely done it for 2 years. And that is also scary to say. 2 years? What? Okay. But anyways, here are the rocks that I put up around our great old pond. I'm of course gonna put up more rocks down here, but I don't really know yet what I'm gonna do with the bottom. So we shall see. We shall see. But yeah, oh, it's looking great. It fits in with the environment. I'm liking it. Maybe we're gonna have something over here, like a little sitting moment, grill moment. I don't know. It's gonna be something. But I'm liking this. I'm enjoying it. The pool finally looks like a pond, a big old pond, and I'm happy. All right, what is our next mission? Next mission. We of course got to do something with this underground, but I think we're gonna keep on going with the house on top of the house, because what are we gonna do with the top of the house? It can't just be this, a cement hell. It gotta be something else. And what can I do? What can I do? I mean, first of all, we need to put in the staircase, because what is going on over here? With also some flooring, and maybe, maybe the roof of this house can be in the same vibe as what's happening around the house. And by that I mean we can frame the whole roof in with some rocks. That could be a good idea. If you throw in some of this too, and maybe some big old rocks. Ooh, I'm kind of worried. Oh yeah. If you see with this rock right here, it's going through the ceiling, and we can't have that. That's not good for anybody. Think of the cracks. So maybe what if you try with these rocks? Those are flat like no other. And then of course you can also implement some bushing here and there to tie it all in together. Okay, I think that is a plan. Well, it's not finished yet. It's not gonna be like this. It's gonna be real nice. Hopefully. But that's the deal for that. But what are we gonna do over here? That can't be a stony moment. That was gonna be our terrace. So you know what? I'm just gonna fence this whole area in with this good old fence. It's okay if they fall into the water. They're used to it. It's just part of their daily life to be in the water, surrounded by water, be one with water. They're used to it. It's okay. Just like so. And then the whole other part of this house roof is just gonna be a stony moment, except for that one. That's gonna be a woody moment. A woody moment with a pool ladder. Good. That's okay. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Yeah. Made my choice. Made it up. Gotta put my rocks on the roof. And I'm doing it right now. No turning back, Nora. No turning back. It's happening. It's happening before your very eyes. Watch out, people. It's happening. And you know what? I am kind of impressed with this. I am kind of liking that. Turned out to be a vibe. Oh, and by the way, don't worry about the vines that are hanging off the roof. I'm gonna fix that in the end. I'm not gonna fix that right now because each time I put down an item into the water, it pops back up. So I'm gonna fix that in the end. And if I don't fix that in the end, then that's bad. Yeah, but anyways, that looks good. I think that is a vibe. I think I'm liking that. I'm kind of unsure now. Do I like that? Maybe it's the vines that are confusing me. But you know what? Let's zoom out. Ooh, from afar. Ooh, that looks cool. Imagine just driving up here and seeing this, the 8th wonder of the world. But anyways, now we gotta really work on this ocean floor of ours. And what can we do? What can we do about that? I want it to be very corally. Is that a word? I don't know. But I want this place to have some coral reefs, like so. But is that gonna look weird if we just place that all around? That is gonna look weird. But if you have the coral reefs in the corners, is that also gonna look weird? Because what are we gonna have in the middle? Oh, I think. I thought that Googling this would help me, but it's not really helping. You know what? Maybe it would help if we put down some sand flooring. I don't know if that helped. I am using the spa flooring, by the way, because it looks magical. Oh, but a conundrum, because with this flooring, it looks so flat. But with all the flooring, it just looks weird. I don't know. You know what? Maybe our solution to this is just to not think about it. And we could just randomly put down some coral reef stuff everywhere, like we could and like we should. Oh, by the way, can we put in some fish? Because I do know of the great old move that if you put down an aquarium, plop some fish in there, and then just size the whole thing down, the fish will still be visible. So we could do that. Just place them in some random places, and then I gotta remember afterwards to put some fish in them. But that is future Nora's problem, right? Not Nora right now. And what more can we do to make this place more oceany? Oh, big bubbles seem great. Oh, so we can get some steam and some bubbles. Oh, we can add that some places. And maybe also some of this too. And identify submerged objects, so we can get some bubbles in there. I don't know if that works in the pool. Maybe it does. Maybe it does not. We shall see and find out. Plus also some water lilies. Great addition. Maybe that doesn't really make sense for an ocean, but we're not making an ocean. We're making a pool. Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna put it up on my ocean floor in a real neat and nice manner, I tell ya. And oh my gosh, I shit you not. I was just standing out on my balcony for a hot second just to cool down. And I think... Now, children, close your eyes and close your ears. This is not for you. Call your mother. But I think there is a deal going on outside. Because my balcony is towards like an alleyway. It's not a scary alleyway. That is not. But it's kind of like an alleyway. So it's kind of secluded. And a guy came into the alleyway with all black clothes and a black hoodie. And he looked like so uncomfortable and nervous. And I was just like, what is going on here? And he stood there for a little while with his back against the wall, seeming very nervous, with a piece of paper in his hand or something. And 5 minutes later, another guy comes with some dark clothes and also a hoodie. And he has a backpack on. And those two guys are now currently talking to each other. And they are gone. I think I just witnessed a deal. All right, back to my house. Bada bim, bada boom. The ocean floor is here and popping. Oh, it is looking great. I love it. And look at our great addition, you guys. Put a dead old fish on the floor. Thought that was lovely. A lovely addition. But of course, I'm going to put in some real fish at the end. But not right now. But oh my. I'm happy with this. I gotta put myself down and say I'm happy with this. I'm not gonna put myself down in that way. I'm gonna set myself down, put my hand on my shoulder, and say that was great. I love it. And just you wait when I put on the darkness, also called the night. It is shining. Is it lighting up? Because I put some lights down here and also some sneaky lights in between the rocks. So now they can see the wonder that they live in. Yes. Okie dokie. Now for all the stuff that we can have around here. We're still on the outside, people, but we need something for the entrance. So maybe we can put down an entrance mat. That was really important. And then, what would be cool? What would be cool? Oh, what if we have some string lights that is hanging between the entrance rock? That's what it's called now, the entrance rock. But if we just take this one and squeeze it in there, oh yes, that's a mood. Those are some pathway rocks. Enjoying that to the full max. Oh, and then, before I forget, we need a mailbox and a trash bin. And good luck with taking the trash out, I must say. But maybe I can make the mood a little bit lighter with a bike. Does it feel lighter, the mood? Hopefully so. I put it in pink even. Hope you're happy. Okay. And then, by the way, I was supposed to have something here. And something here, something here. That could be a bench with, ooh, a swing set. To have it to ride in. Oh, that's kind of cute. And then last but not least, what about a fish trap? Somebody forgot that there. And that's the story about the fish trap. But okay. Now on to this terrace moment. We need to get this popping on. So what if actually at the end here, we put up a stupabrett? A diving board, I mean. So you can dive into the beyond. And then we can also plonk down some pool lounges. Sun lounges. Right there. Ooh. Every great old underwater house needs that. With also a grill moment. And then a table where they can eat. With some chairs. Oh, not like that. What am I doing? Like so. And yeah. That is a terrace moment. On top of your underwater house. TM. Plus, oh, of course. How could I forget? We need the pool floaties. We can have one there. And then last but not least, the aqua sip. Well, and that's a moment and a half. Ignore the little patches of unidentified objects. They're gonna be gone in live mode. I know they're distracting right now, but don't look at them. Look at this beautiful house instead. Shield your eyes, children. There we go. I kind of see them. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna see them in my sleep. And also, that was outside. Of our underwater house. This is insane. I love it. I want to have a gameplay here. It's probably so annoying to play in this house, but I would like to try. Goodness gracious me. I'm ending up in the mountain. Okay. Anyways, that was the outside all finito up. And you know what we're gonna do now? We're of course gonna do the inside. And for the inside, we're gonna start with the kitchen. And as you can see, I tried my hardest to find a good layout for the fridge, the sink, and the stove. And it just looks weird no matter what I do. So it's gonna be like this. Okay, good. But you know what? Our first move for this kitchen is to put in some flooring. And maybe I can go with this one. A little bit of a warmer tone. Okay. And then what are we gonna do about the counters? What counters do we want today? What is the mood? What is the vibe? Maybe I want to use these ones. Do they have that in a good color? Oh, ocean floor vibes. Maybe not the floor of the ocean, but the ocean itself. That's a good color. Maybe that is our color theme for this house. Whatever this blue color is and white. You know what? Yeah, I think we have found that color palette. And Nora is happy. And by the way, what are we gonna do for the stove hood? Because it doesn't really make any sense to have a stove hood like this, where we can clearly see there is nothing going on behind those walls. So maybe we have to go like so the steam can go up to the roof and into the rocks. And that could be a steamy moment. Oh yeah, okay. That's the choice for us today, apparently. And then for the cabinets, and you know what? I think if we go with some normal cabinets, that is gonna be very, very claustrophobic. So I am not gonna have those cabinets, and I'm instead gonna put up some shelves. Because I feel like that would be more of an easy breezy moment for this kitchen. And speaking about this kitchen, we are now gonna put some knickety knacks in this kitchen. And will we have one counter free or not? Only time will tell, people. But today I'm guessing that we will have a counter free, because I'm feeling in the mood for that. For some counter free kitchen. That's what I'm in the mood for. And would you look at this, people? In this kitchen, there is not only one counter free, but 2 counters free. So you can truly and really make some great cookery in here. And I do have to say, I like this kitchen because it's so whimsical, isn't it? With all the little weird knickknacks everywhere. And I'm sorry for jumping up and down, but that is what's happening with this house that's underwater. I'm jumping up and down all the time. Anyways, moving into the dining room. And for the dining room, we of course need a table. And what table are we gonna go for? Maybe just this one. I'm feeling that one today. Plus with some matching chairs. And what more can we do for this room? I really want to put up some curtains to make a cozy old moment. So what if we put up some of this and just put it up all hoity-toity around the room? That will be a cozy moment. With also a rug. Ooh, that rug fits in. With also some cozy old plants. plants. Cozy old plants. I don't... Some fresh old plants. And you also have a view of a dead old fish out there. You know what? 10 out of 10 living room. But then moving over to the living room, we need to spice that place up also. I mean, of course, look at this place. So what I'm thinking first of all for the couches is that I want to go in the same blue theme. The aqua blue. So maybe these couches? Oh, that is some aqua blue. Aqua. Don't know where that came from, but it came from somewhere. Deep inside. Are you okay, Nora? I don't think so. But anyways. I'm also just going to put up some curtains in there too, as I did in the living room, so we can keep up with our theme, whatever that theme is. And then over here, we were going to have some bookshelves. And what bookshelves would be good for this mood? Ooh, what about these ones? I haven't used that in a hot while. Oh, that could be interesting. Oh, in this color. Oh, that fits right in. That fits right in, doesn't it? Come on, fits in. I'm impressed with those bookshelves. I truly and really am. Huh. And then in that octagon, we had our telescope, and I think I'm going to switch this one out with that one because it has a little bit more whimsy to it. Spy away on that fish. The dead fish, apparently. Okay. And then behind this couch, we need a table. And what would be a good table? Questions of life. What if we have this one? Ooh, we can pretend that that is a surfboard and not a skateboard or a snowboard. That fits the vibe. That fits this house. Whimsy. This is whimsy. Surfboard. We're going to pretend that that is a surfboard. Yeah, checks all my notes. And then in that corner, we can have a lamp. And we're, of course, going to have the paddle lamp. Paddles for the ocean floor. And hopefully, you are not paddling on the ocean floor. Because that means that something went wrong. But ooh, what are we going to have in that corner? We need something in that corner. Because otherwise, it's going to be empty. We can't put in a lamp. Because we have a lamp over there. We can put in a plant. We have some plants over there. So what about a chair? But not any chair. Because we're going to have the egg chair. Absolutely. And look, now this corner is truly transformed into a reading nook. Mwah. And that's one living room. All finito. Why do I find that so funny? Nora, you're just laughing at everything today. You got to stop. But okay, that was the living room. And now we need to move on further to the primary bedroom. Not the pool, primary bedroom. And for the primary bedroom, we need a better bed. And what would be a great under the sea vibe bed? If that even makes any sense. What about, ooh, blue? Kind of has some vibes, some shell vibes. It does not, Nora. You just like the bed. Just put in the bed and go. I gotta stop telling these lies, or the lies are gonna tell me. But anyways, what rug would fit for this situation right here? Because we can't have a square rug because of our situation right here. So what would work? What if we try with this one? Oh, that could work. First try, people. What a good day. And then you know what? I think we're gonna plop in a guitar for them. I feel like they would be under the sea guitar playing people. That's a very popular trope these days. Under the sea guitar playing people. Popular trope. Alright, on this side we were gonna have Dressa. Please stop bopping up and down. But anyway, so we're gonna have Dressa with some knickknacks. And I suddenly got a deja vu moment. That's scary. I don't even know what the deja vu moment was about because I've forgotten it. That was scary. But by the way, what can we have over here? We need something over here, of course. But what can that be? Maybe we can plunk down a desk. But I'm kind of unsure if that's gonna be claustrophobic or not. Is that gonna be claustrophobic? No, I think that is alright. And I'm also gonna give them a computer with some knickknacks. And then, ooh, above that, we can have a squiggly quadboard with some postcards. That is not how you write postcards, Nora, but we are indeed gonna plunk down some postcards on that wiggly board like that. And then over here we can have a mirror. Ooh, we have a mirror over here. Can we have a mirror over there? You know what? Yeah, I hit the microphone, so sorry. But yeah, we can have that because you need a full-length mirror and an up-close mirror. So I'm gonna allow that. But toodaloo, that was the primary bedroom, both of the sides. And now let's move over to the kids' bedroom. And for the kids' bedroom, I'm gonna give them some different wallpaper. Off under the sea, ba-bam. Beautiful. And then we also need to change out the bed. Oh, grab the coral reef. And they can get a matching bed as their parents because maybe they got the beds at a sale. 2-for-1 situation. I don't know. But okay. And then for the dresser over here. And you know what? We are gonna keep that dresser, but just in a different color. Like maybe that one. And then just put some kids knickety-knacks on that. And what a jolly time we're gonna have. And oh, by the way, what if you put up this one as the rug? I don't often put up this rug for good reasons. But since they are a kid and they live underwater, I feel like you would have a splash pad medium rug. And by the way, if somebody's annoyed, you can see the fish tanks. Don't you worry, I'm gonna hide them up later, but that is just for me, so I remember to put fish in them, okay? Because otherwise, there's a big chance that I'm gonna forget. And you know what? I want to do a curtain trick that I saw somewhere. But the curtain trick is that you put up these ones first, the straight curtains at the end right here, and then you go in with the curvy curtains. That's my name for them now. And you just place them next to the straight curtains like that. And then maybe you can also do it a little bit better than I'm doing right now. But that's a vibe. Vibes all around. And I'm gonna do that on the other windows as well. Just like so. And you know what? I'm gonna make them even fancier because I'm gonna be putting up some star string lights in the middle with also a whale on the wall and some skateboards. They call me the Da Vinci of the interior for a reason. Those whale stickers. But okay, Jeepa Joe, moving on. Moving on from the kids' bedroom. You know what? Kids' bedroom turned out great. They're even matching with their parents. What more do you want? And we're gonna move on. And we're gonna move on to the entryway. And for the entryway, I feel like it would be best to have some tile flooring in case of the flood. As we have previously discussed with the submarine doors. That is not a submarine door, but close enough. But what if we do it in a funky style and put up this tile flooring? So it's not that boring. And you know what? We're gonna have that flooring in all of the hallways. Yes. Oh, that was a good idea. Perfect. Just what I needed. Just what I wanted. And you know what? I gotta say that I am for real melting right now. Like I am melting because it is just so darn hot around here. And I'm kind of embarrassed to say what the temperature is right now. I almost don't want to say it, but it is currently right now 17 degrees Celsius. And I know that for many of you, that is not a high temperature. Okay, I know. But for me, who's used to minus 20 degrees weather, and that's minus 20, I can without a doubt say that I'm melting right now. I was not prepared for this. And you know, it is also my fault for wearing a long sleeve top today. But I'm not gonna show my pasty white arms on the internet today. I'm not ready for that. Give me a month or so and I will be there. Where am I even going with this conversation? I don't know, but I'm just melting and complaining. I like to complain. But any usos, that was the entryway. And Nora's sad story about how and why and when she's melting. Great. Let's move on to the hallway. And for the hallway, I don't want much in the hallway because that is where the flood happens. Floden. But maybe we can have one rug runner because I thought it was nice and we're gonna keep that. And then of course, line the windows with some curtains and also put down a welcome mat for the entry part for this part of the house. I don't know why I found that so funny, but I did. But back into the hallway. We do need some decorations. But what decorations can we have for the flood? What is this flood that we're preparing for? I don't know. Oh, what about some stone art? Because that's going to survive the flood. You know what? We can have that. Those are planted in that corner. You are not going to survive the flood. And you neither. But you, my dear friend, you are going to survive the flood. And you too. And maybe we can also have like a warning poster on the door. Prepare yourself, people. The water is coming. And one here too. The water and the electricity is coming. Hide yourself and your wife. Well, great mates, that was the hallway. And what do we have left? We have the bathrooms, the pool room, and the closet. That's right. And this was supposed to be the utility closet. Good gravy. Oh, you know what we can do? We can stack some aqua sips on top of each other, like I've done before. That was a weird thing to say, that I've stacked some aqua sips before. But I have. And I'm gonna stack them with some shelves, like so. Ooh. And I think that the vibe for this room is just gonna be one messy old room. So we can have some pool floaties on top of each other. With also some old Christmas decorations and just many boxes for their great old messy closet. Oh, I love this. This is one messy room. Plus, they're gonna have this on the wall for some reason. It just fits in. The messy closet. Boom, boom, boom in this room. This is my favorite room out of this entire house. And why is my window missing? Get back to your place. Gee. But as I said, my favorite room in this entire house. Wow. Okay, now for the bathrooms. I almost forgot about the bathrooms. But I think for the bathrooms, they're all gonna be in the same style. And we're gonna go with this wallpaper. Under the sea vibes. For sure. And I can't for the life of me find any tiles that matches the wallpaper color. But maybe we could just be a little bit whimsical today and go with this. I mean, sure. It's been a long day. And then I think for the sink moment, that's gonna be over here. We are gonna use the same counters as we did in the kitchen. And then plonk down our mirror situation right above the sink. And that is a moment for sure. And then for the bathtub, that was gonna be in this corner over here. We need to find a round bathtub so it doesn't clip into the wall. And I think that one will work. That's a good old egg of a bathtub with maybe, ooh, what if you put this rug underneath there? That's kind of cute. I'm gonna keep that. I like that. And then we can have a little stool over here for the bath knickety knacks. Fill it up with some plants. Ooh, and the toilet. Almost forgot the toilet. We can go for this toilet today. It was a wonderful choice by Nora. And that hurt my throat. Why did I do that? Nobody really knows, but I'm gonna put up a shelf, some toilet paper. Gonna change the color of the toilet paper. Plus also put in a plunger and a hamper. Ooh, solid bathroom. Oh, the curtains.
I need to put in my curtains.
What are we gonna do over here? I'm gonna leave a gap over here and over there. And I think everything will be alright. Yeah, and it was alright. Bathroom number 1. Finito, and I'm jumping up and down.
I'm so sorry, I can't do anything about it.
But anyways, bathroom number 2. We got a toilet, we got our sink, and we got our beautiful shower. Boom shamalam, job's a good one. And then for the ensuite bathroom, our sink was gonna be over here. And you know what? If we do this, that's gonna be too blocky for the tub. But if we do this, that's not gonna be enough. So what if we do this and size them down a little bit, and then we will have a funky moment. TM. And then we're also gonna snatch in a toilet rug for no good reason really. But that's how it's gonna be today. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That was our ensuite bathroom, and I'm really jumping up and down. I can't anymore. What do we have left? Oh, we have the pool room, of course. And for the pool room, the first thing that we're gonna do is put in some new flooring. Oh, that's a snazzy one. By the way, hot tip, Jungle Adventure, they have some cool flooring in some cool colors. Like, I did not know that they had all these cool colors, but they do. So, now you know. But for our pool, we need a pool ladder. We can plop in this one. And, ooh, we can squeeze in a pool party float lounger. That's a cute one. With also some lights. Ooh.
Party central up in here with some teeny tiny little tables.
And by the way, it is so hilarious that this house, this underwater house, has a pool in their house that goes deeper than the pond that they live in. That is some fancy schmancy shit right there. Oh, and you know what else we can do? Before I leave, I'm not gonna leave, by the way. I live here. I have no other choice than to stay. But we are gonna put up
the flip-flop lights and stop popping up and down, for goodness me.
But can you see them? Can you see the flip-flop lights that I'm trying to show you? Good. I hope you're all seasick now because I am. And then also, they're gonna have a wall speaker. Boom, bam, bam. Enjoy the moment. With also a fan because it gets hot in here. Yeah, it does. And that means that the pool room is done, which means
this house is finito. Wah, 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 wah.
And now what I have to do is to put in the fish and fix up the vines. That's right. Yeah. That's what I gotta do. Okay. But alright, a little while later, I fixed up the vines, and it went sorta good. But as you can see, there are some bald spots some places, because some of the vines don't want to be friends with me. And what I mean by that is that none of the vines want to be friends with me. So it's just gonna be like this today. Hope you're okay with that. And now it's time for the fish. And I put in all the fish, but the fish is not showing.
I think they're dead. Oh no.
But low-key, high-key, I'm sorry for saying that, but low-key, high-key, this is a cool place. Look at this majestic way with the sparkling water and everything. Oh, but I don't know where the fish went though. So that's a mystery. Anyways, it's time for the house tour now. So strap yourself in because the house tour is happening now. And I think we can first of all show it off in the nighttime because this is a beauty. Look at this shining away, the shiny spots. Whoa, what am I supposed to say? I forgot. I was in the moment. Has the house. Isn't it cool? I think so. Listen to the ocean breeze. It's breezing away with this house.
And it is bubbling away too. If you speed it up, it will bubble like a hot tub.
Oh, and here is also some fish.
They're here. They're here and they're ready.
With also an alligator.
They're all ready to party.
And Grim Reaper is calling too. Oh no. But okay, here we are back. Back in the daylight with the exterior and that underwater house from all of the angles over here and over there. I do like this house. This is a magical moment. It's shining away, it's glowing away. But let's step onto the entrance and we are met with this moment. Hey, and let's go down into the depths of our underwater house. So let me go down. I can't go down. Oh no. Oh, because you're not invited in. Oh, yeah. Absolutely amazing. I'm gonna do it this way. Here we have the entryway with our couch, with also our messy closet, and my aqua sips is gone. No. What did I do to deserve this? Oh, I can't believe this. But anyways, on the other side, we have the bathroom with a bath tube. And then if we step down here, we're met with the many hallways. And that is kind of cute. Not too shabby for an underwater hallway. Not too shabby. Ooh, this is a good moment. Hey. Anyways, where am I? Oh, okay. In here. Ooh. In here, we have the kitchen. This is so cool to be underwater like this. Oh, we have a kitchen and a living room with a greatest view of the deadest of fishes. And then on the other side, we have the living room with our telescope and the other side of the living room with some bookshelves and this little moment. Cute. And then if we step down here, we have the pool room where you can take a dip underneath the sea and lounge around. And there we also have a teeny tiny bathroom. Oh my gosh, underneath the sea. With also the primary bedroom. Look at this view from the bed. Cute moments. And they, believe it or not, have their own ensuite bathroom. Wow. That is a bathroom. And And then if we step over here, into this hallway and into here, we also have the kids' bedroom. Ooh, and they have a great view of the coral reefs. I am happy with the views today, because that is one heck of a bedroom. And then over here, we have the entrance to the terrace moment. We can relax, you can eat, you can jump off. You can jump off this house, which is sometimes good. The end. And here is also an overview of the house, if you would need that. And I would need that because that's great. And you know what's also great? You can download this house from my gallery if you want to. And excuse the showcase picture. I don't know what they're doing with that, but they're doing something. And we should all be proud. And my gallery ID is JustNoraGaming, just in case you would want to download this house. But that was the house tour, and you know what it's time for right now. Oh, now it is time for the outro. And this is the outro. Welcome, welcome. If you also want to see more of me, you can. I have my second channel where I do stuff, and also my Twitch channel where I also do stuff, but live. And don't forget to like, subscribe too, because it really does help me out. So thank you. But only if you want to. Only if you want to. And I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.